Hello and a very warm welcome to this week's Past the Post, and what another bumper edition we've got in store for you. 4 meetings this week, including the start of the 2022 Dubai World Cup Carnival. And that's where we're going to begin our roundup with Mikey Adolson talking us through the action.
And here we are, finally. It's Dubai World Cup Carnival Night 1. We have 7 races starting off at 6 p.m, highlighted by the Group 2 Al Maktoum Challenge Round 1, in which we have Godolphin Mile champ Secret Ambition taking on Salute the Soldier and a host of other challengers. We also have the Group 2 Cape Verde, which is going to be very exciting. Some formidable Godolphin fillies, including Soft Whisper in there, taking on Monastic. It's going to be exciting. Here we go. I'm excited.
Franking the Godolphin Mile form, runner-up Golden Goal repelled Secret Ambition to turn the tables in the Group 2 Al Maktoum Challenge Round 1. The 7-furlong course record holder never relented the pole position under Sam Hitchcock, bringing Red Stables back to the fore in a big way.
They now take the angle for home. 400 metres left to go. Golden Goal has Secret Ambition right alongside. They've shrugged off Eastern World, who's dropped into third. In comes Imperial Empire, the Great Collection, and Salute the Soldier on X. Golden Goal and Secret Ambition are right at this. They're going head for head into the final 150. Golden Goal up the inside continues to nose his way to the lead and finds more. And Golden Goal draws away from Secret Ambition. Cafu stays on very well for third.
That was a fantastic ride by Sam Hitchcock on Golden Goal. Just take us through it. It looked like you just had to hold your position down there.
Yeah, we did. We obviously had Rowan Scott drawn next to me on the horse. It was first time on the dirt, first time here, and it's always very tough having their first run. And I knew that when he was being very positive that I had to be positive as well, because I didn't unfortunately want to get behind him. And then I had a lovely posse on the rail, and Ty come across on Secret Ambition, who's obviously a very, very good horse on his day. And I just managed to hold my position without actually killing myself. He's done it very, very nicely.
And this is a horse that obviously has been progressing the right way for multiple seasons, you know, obviously ending with the Godolphin Mile and coming back here. Just talk about how good he's become over the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, to be fair, Stewie Russell, who rides him out, does a very, very good job with him, because he's not straightforward in the mornings. He can be very, very keen. So a lot of credit has to go to Stewie, because he keeps him under hat in the mornings and just keeps him all in one piece. I sat on him last week and worked him, and he worked exceptionally well. He's just progressing. The Creek Mile was a good run, I felt, where we just felt we just got a little bit tired as well. And the little tweak that we decided between us was just to put a shadow roll on him, just to help him concentrate a touch. And it's all come together. Obviously, the run under his belt, the shadow rolls helped as well, and it's all come together when it mattered.
It's been obviously been publicised, a rough couple of weeks for the yard. How nice is it to get this big win on the big day?
Yeah, no, it's fantastic for the yard. To win a Maximum Challenge is exceptional. It's my first one. Obviously, a race with so much prestige. It's massive on the CV. It's great for the yard. Like you say, it's been a quietish couple of weeks, but you know, it's very hard to bring the same horses to war every year and compete at the highest level. We're doing very well in that respect, and you know, new stock is always massive. You have good years, you have bad years. You just have to take the rough with the smooth. As long as we can be competitive, we'll all be happy.
The other Group 2 of the evening, the Cape Verde over a grass mile for fillies and mares, went the way of France. Pevensey Bay closed from the back under a brilliant Olivia Pellier ride, waiting until the perfect moment to unleash the Hiro Shimizu trainee's turn of foot.
Now they head towards the home straight, just over 400 metres left to go, and down under Bayou brings them into the home straight of a Soft Whisper who's second. Wedding Dance towards the inside rail got a bit tight for him, and Ascot Brass from near the back of the field got into the open and made a lot of ground. Then comes Delaney Juju and Silent Night next. Down under Bayou has Ascot Brass to worry about, so too Wedding Dance in between them. Pevensey Bay is out of the pack. Ascot Brass, Pevensey Bay's finishing with a wet sail. Pevensey Bay one that's going away.
A run in the Group 2 Balanchine in 3 weeks naturally will hopefully follow.
Just before, you know, she started a bit slow, but normally in front, you know, we don't start very quick. So it's first time out here, so, you know, she missed a bit the start. So then I'm not panic, I just ride for her, and after I'm unlucky before the stretch, because I have a lot of pressure on the outside. She's not very well because she's on the rail. So I prefer to switch off first, and after I try to go outside, because I know she have a good turn of foot. But in fact, you know, the last 2 furlongs, she is doing very well. A very good acceleration.
And you obviously, this is only a couple days after your birthday, so happy birthday, bon anniversaire. And just take us through, you know, what it's like to come here, and every year or so you come here and actually usually win a race or two.
Yes, exactly, but it's very hard to find some horses. So then, when all the jockey stable here, when you have some few rides, and it's not easy. So then when the trainer, he tell me, oh, we have one filly, she run here, he say, yes, I'm available, because yesterday I ride at Pau. So then, it's easy for me to take the plane and come back this morning. And then after I say, okay, because I know her and I win already with her. And they say, okay, we have before I said, maybe it's a little bit hard, but okay, I go. And then when I see the paper, I say, oh yes, maybe, we have a chance.
And there's obviously the Balanchine in a couple of weeks. Will you be coming back to ride her?
Of course, if I have a chance to ride her, yes. But after, we wait and we wait a little bit. How is she? And after the trainer take the decision, I don't know for the moment the program, but we very enjoyed today.
In the opener, the Group 1 Al Maktoum Challenge Round 1 for purebred Arabians, RB Rich Like Me took all the spoils in a carbon copy of his Group 2 Banias win. Stamping himself as a serious player on the road to the Khayla Classic, the Falzinas trainee also has the option of a rich Saudi run in the interim.
The race looks to be on for second here. Rich Like Me is about 6 lengths to the good and is absolutely cruising up front. Back in second place is Bragg. That'll be best of the rest with Rahal out in third. But another demolition job done here by Rich Like Me. He'll win this by a diminishing 4 lengths at the wire, but it could have been double that.
As expected, Godolphin would not be denied, winning a pair of races from each of the big yards. Saeed bin Suror trained Dubai Future landed the listed Dubai Racing Club Classic in eye-popping style, bursting away from rivals at the top of the lane and defeating Group 3 winner Star Safari by 5 1/4 lengths.
Here comes Dubai Future in between runners, and Dubai Future, full of running, has picked up the lead. Suspicious Mind got nothing to come. Then comes Record Man. Star Safari is towards the outside, but it's Dubai Future in control and extending away. Dubai Future wins full of merit.
In the Jumeirah Classic trial for sophomores over 7 furlongs, Sovereign Prince proved too classy for his rivals with a rail-skimming ride under William Buick for Charlie Appleby.
Through the final 300 metres, Hot Lamb Bling taken on by Sovereign Prince. Sovereign Prince hits the front. Mr. Professor runs in third as Hot Lamb Bling holds that one. Then comes Sid Morab, who's doing some good late work towards the outside, but it's Sovereign Prince in the lead by a length. Sid Morab getting closer, but it's going to be Sovereign Prince who wins.
It wouldn't be a carnival without Charlie Appleby winning a turf race very early in the carnival. Now, Sovereign Prince came in here with a little bit less of a profile than, say, like a Naval Crown or Master of the Seas last year. But this time you've got him right, and you've got him moving in the right direction.
Yeah, no, he's a horse that, to be fair to him, he's a consistent little horse there in his two-year-old career. He came out here, like as you quite rightly mentioned, with not quite such a profile as some of the past 3-year-olds that we've brought out, but he was fit. He led a few of them here, so we knew he was fit. And look, the race worked out perfect. William gave him a great ride. They went a good gallop there, and he box seated him, the way the leader peeled off the rail there and allowed William to get up at the inside there. It was probably a race-winning move, to be brutally honest with you. As William said, he is what he is. He's game though. But it's a great series to have now for the 3-year-olds. So it's opened up a few doors for these horses. So it's great to have the winner.
In the other 3-year-old race of the night, the 6-furlong Festival City Stakes, Uruguay got on the board in a big way with Antonio Sintra-trained Bet Law, who laid down the law to the tune of a 4 1/4 length victory.
Bet Law balances up in front by 1 length of the Summer is Tomorrow, who's second. Then Mr. Cafu racing about 4 lengths down in third, but Bet Law goes again. Summer is Tomorrow needs to find a response quickly as Bet Law now extends away. This will be a win full of merit for the South American superstar. Bet Law in front by about 3 lengths and wins well. Second goes to Summer is Tomorrow.
Antonio Sintra is your second win of the season, first of the carnival. Just your thoughts on the race and what your plans are with him after this.
Let's see how he will stay after the race. And there is in 3 weeks, there is another race for 3 years old, a sprinter one on dirt. Maybe we will be there.
And do you think he is just a sprinter, or do you think he will stretch out a little bit, maybe to a mile?
Maybe, but the father is for the stallion is for more distance, but the mother always like a sprinter. I will keep him in the short distance.
The nightcap, the listed Dubai Dash, was easily the most wide-open race on paper and contested as such. Muta Rafa, a winner in his final start of last season, picked up where he left off, with a smart victory under Antonio Fraser for Shadwell and Musaba Al-Mahari.
Past the 300 metres mark, El Guanche just about the leader, but King of Stars now puts its best foot forward. Over towards the far side, Royal Crusade runs a big race, live in the moment likewise. And Mutarafa towards the far side is finishing best of all. Mutarafa gets to the lead and extends, and Mutarafa wins the Dubai Dash.
He is surely one to watch on the road to the Group 1 Alcohol Sprint.
It's a blustery old day up the hill here at Jebel Ali, racing for the first time in 2022 and racing for the first time in a good while at least on a Saturday. It's a very competitive card, as you can imagine, not too many domestic thoroughbred handicaps on the dirt now the Carnival is kicking in, which does mean bigger fields here at Jebel Ali in the handicaps at least. We're going to kick things off with an Arabian race, which is arguably the most competitive on the card.
Just about ready, gates are back.
Regardless of how competitive an Arabian race at Jebel Ali is, the outcome is still rather inevitable. That outcome is victory for Ernst Ortel and Tygo Shea. AF Sokrat, the one to get his head in front here, working quite hard to see off Alibert, with Ortel also saddling the third, AF Mikat.
Towards the final 200 metres, and it's Sokrat in the lead. Mikat up the centre of the track. Then towards the far side, Alibert trying to rattle back at them, but it's Sokrat in the lead and holds sway by 1 length. Alibert is second, then comes Mikat. Sokrat is going to do enough. Sokrat wins, Alibert and second.
The second race was a 3-year-old maiden, and Sadati, representing the home team of Jebel Ali Stables, was the clear standout in the paddock. He duly turned his looks into a performance, making much of the running under Richie Mullen and seeing off Roy with a bit up his sleeve.
Sadati, the leader by a length and a half. Roy is second. Then comes Al Muhajim, and they've gone well clear of the rest of the field. Black Mark is out in fourth, but it's Sadati who's led the whole way and continues to lead. It's Sadati by 2 to 3 lengths over Roy, and Sadati had this by the scruff of the neck the whole way and wins. Sadati beats Roy.
A frustrating season meant this was the first winner of the campaign for Nicholas Bachelard, and a relief for Mullen, who feels the son of Munnings has a bright future.
I was starting to think that the home crowd would turn it against me. I felt like a footballer at some stage. But no, he's always been a high-class horse, and what he's done at home. And Nicholas has always held him in high regard. And the twice I've ridden him at home, we've sat him in behind, and he hasn't worked as well as he had done in previous weeks. So I was starting to think whether it was me or Nicholas was questioning whether, at some point we were nearly going to change the jockey on him because he just wasn't working well at home. But, he's always held him in high regard. He's a lovely, he's by a lovely sire, Mummings, who's got a great, he's a great dirt profile. And going forward, I think today, like Nicholas said, just let him stride on and use himself and let him point his toe. And I think that's the key to him, that he can just get into that nice rhythm, race pace. Obviously, it's a bit quicker than they go in the morning, so you're able to get him in a nice rhythm. And I didn't want to be too hard. Look, I haven't picked a stick up on him. I didn't want to hit him if I had to. I like to let these young horses come along gradually, and I think he's an exciting prospect going forward. And it's where they go now with him. I mean, obviously, there's not many races for him. I mean, there's the Guineas and there's a sprint. The question, I know he's controlled the race over 6 furlongs there, but that was maiden company, and you just wonder in a sprint that, with seasoned sprinters and hardened sprinters, they just might have the legs of him. It could well be the Guineas. Look, I'll leave that to His Highness and Mohammed Al-Shahi and Nicholas will sit down and, we'll all discuss it. But it's great to get one for His Highness on what is a special occasion as well. So it's been a long time coming. Hopefully he hasn't lost too much patience in me because, but like I say, I remember sitting in the studio with you and saying, when you never worry when there's quality in the stable. And, I was always aware that we had a quality bunch of horses, and it was just going to matter of time before one wins. And hopefully that's the start of it, like they say, like buses, one once comes, they all come. And, great for His Highness Sheikh Ahmed on what is a, fabulous day celebrating 30 years of Jebel Ali, and Mohammed Al-Shahi and obviously Nicholas is the one that's probably felt more pressure than me because, I can go and ride for other stables, but, he knows what he had in his hand, and it's just a matter of being patient, and that's what he is, and full credit to him because he's always showed faith in the horse, and, it's nice to repay him,
On to our third race, which is an interesting little sprint, and perhaps it provides Leading Spirit with a good opportunity to get his head in front. He is the top weight in this, carrying 62 kilos as a result, but he's been keeping better company than this. He's bumped into horses such as Miras and Baaqah on his last two starts. He's got a potentially good draw in stall 3, and hopefully he can grab that all-important rail and maybe dominate what is his easiest assignment for some time. Don't forget, he once finished second in the Mahab al-Shamal. Leading Spirit duly grabbed the rail and did stay in front for much of the 1,200-metre trip. But the minimum 1,000 metres could be more his bag nowadays, as he was worn down late by Hyde Park, who was gaining a first win since scoring by 7¼ lengths a year ago.
Leading Spirit towards the far side, just holds sway with Hyde Park now looming up alongside. Then comes Sharon out in third and a length and a half behind the leader. Will to Win was next as Leading Spirit takes a deep breath and fights hard. Hyde Park comes swinging into the closing stages. It's Leading Spirit, Hyde Park getting closer and closer, and Hyde Park wins. Hyde Park from Leading Spirit.
The victory for Hyde Park was the first in a while for Bingadea, and another trainer enduring a quiet spell up until this weekend had been Doug Watson. Buoyed by the success of Golden Goal on Friday, Mayadeen would double Watson's tally for 2022 when overcoming an erratic and wide journey to land the 1,400-metre handicap. Jumping from stall 16, Mayadeen was away from the main pack for much of the way before hanging badly inside the final 200 metres, still having enough in hand to edge out Sadid.
Mayadeen towards the outside, can't keep straight but makes a forward move with promise towards the far side. Rahi, then comes Sadid, and Sadid's running a bold race. In and amongst runners over towards the far side is Fawarik, but here's Sadid narrowly in front. Mayadeen trying to grab Sadid. Mayadeen, line comes, it's Mayadeen over Sadid.
The feature, sponsored as ever by Shadwell, was the 5th, a handicap over 1,800 metres, in which Prevent was bidding for his second win of the season. Only a short head had prevented him from notching that second victory last time, but he made no mistake here, improving again to beat Castlebar by 3½ lengths.
Prevent and the white cap took the lead. Tembry Wells is second. Minoski towards the far side is 2 lengths down. Then comes Castlebar. Al Merkab is next, but it's Prevent in the lead. Tembry Wells still 2 lengths away in second, trying to bridge the gap, but is running out of real estate. Prevent gave another boost of acceleration, and Prevent clears away to win well. Prevent by about 3 to 4 lengths. Second goes the way of Castlebar.
Not many 7-year-olds can find the improvement he has. Ray Dawson impressed with how he is taken to life at Jebel Ali.
I think he'd handle it really well. I think it's made for him, but there is a race here in mind. Ahmed said to me, I forget the name of it, but he's probably going to aim for this. I think it's quite a big prize money as well, so he's probably going to stay here because he loves it so much. But Maidan is definitely not out of the question. You know?
Probably the Jebel Ali Stakes. If he was to go to Maidan, would you want to go down in trip or up in trip? Because I'm not sure there's too many 1,800 metre options.
A mile would be okay for him. You know, he's actually quick for a big horse, and at home he's quite exuberant on his work. You know, you wouldn't think he'd stay the trips that he does the way he's at home. So a mile would be fine from him. Maidan, obviously they go very fast and they have to stay. So look, well, I'll leave that to the boss. That's his job.
Xavier Ziani had already won on 1 second string for Salem Bingadea, and rather more easily did so in the 6th contest, as Attribution bolted up by 6 lengths. He had dead heated here in 2020 before being awarded the race outright, but needed neither the intervention of the stewards nor photo finish to gain the verdict here.
But it's Attribution in the lead, and the bird is well and truly flown. Attribution, much too good, wins with authority. Second will go to Dark of Night. Third position, Knockakillian or East Coast Road.
The finale was a maiden for the older horses, with some serial losers in opposition here. They included Yerman, who had already blown a couple of presentable opportunities this season, but despite not looking the keenest to get his head in front, he would oblige on this occasion. Kept away from other runners by Antonio Fresu, he pounced late to beat Creek Horizon by 1 1/4 lengths.
200 metres out, Creek Horizon puts its nose in front. Brontology towards the inside is alive, and Yerman is also finishing really strongly. Here comes Yerman, full of running, they're not going to stop him. Yerman wins going away. Second, Creek Horizon, Brontology third.
On a day where Jebel Ali celebrated its 30th anniversary, the star was definitely Sadati, ensuring the home team had more than just a birthday to enjoy. On to our lane now, with Mikey Adolphson back in action.
We're here at Al Ain on a Sunday. It's an exciting day. The skies have cleared. I think it's going to be a little bit better weather than it was earlier today. We're looking forward to the first leg of the Al Ain Marathon Series, which is always a good time. It's also a nice 7 furlong handicap for purebred Arabians in there, some auspicious types. So we're looking forward to it. It's going to be a good night. Let's see how it works out.
The featured first leg of the Al Ain Marathon Series was contested over 2 miles and, as can happen, became a bit of a war of attrition, with Whistle and Jesus Rosales outlasting Bernardo Pinheiro and Raji, as well as Gabriel Malun and Mujahid. The 6-year-old won for the second time in 14 starts and apparently relished the extra distance.
Jesus Rosales, that was really just an interesting race, tough ride. Just take us through the race as far as being a marathon and how hard it was.
Oh yeah, always the Ashban horse run good in this race, long distance. And I keep my horse fresh a little bit, but from 1 mile when the other one coming, so I have to push. And I saw my horse, they came, so I continue and really come to the winner.
Is there a moment during the race when it's 2 miles like this where you just have to make sure you shut them off and have them as relaxed as possible?
Yeah, I try to relax a little bit, save a little because long distance, but when I saw everyone coming, so I have to push. Definitely, the other horses come in good position, so I have to push, and then my horse he continue. He come good gallop.
And how's it feel right now just to win, one of the big races here at Al Ain?
Yeah, always is good winner, but long distance is more pleasure.
In the opener, No Risk at All improved upon a pair of 4th place finishes in her first 2 runs to break her maiden at 4th asking under Fernando Jara. The UAE-bred maiden's second race was a Showa thing, to the tune of a 13-length victory under Dana O'Neill. The Jean Duruel trainee collared AF Hathrick at the top of the lane and flew home in the Al Wathba Racing Silks. The third race, a rated maiden, went the way of Salam Al-Ketbi trained Muqtadir in the Al Asail red and white. Ridden by Richie Mellon, the 6-year-old chestnut overcame a 302-day layoff. The 10-furlong handicap went to Mutakadim, giving Royal Cavalry Oman and Ibrahim Al-Hadrami another good-looking win this season. The son of Azadi gave Antonio Fraser his 28th win of the season. The 7-furlong Al-Sad handicap turned into a crowd-pleasing affair, with Hazim Al-Rayed battling AF Al-Hajjaj down the stretch and to the wire and coming out on top. Bernardo Pinheiro got his 9th win of the Al Ain season, leading all riders. The finale, a 5-furlong dash, was won in smart style by Ty Gaucher piloted AF Thayer, continuing his consistent career for Khalid Khalifa Al Nabuda and Ernst Ertel, winning for the 3rd time in 7 starts.
Abu Dhabi staged another of its featureless cards, 5 of the 6 races being worth 80,000 dirhams. The thoroughbred handicap over 2,400 metres attracted the horses with the highest ratings, however, and it would definitely have been a feature for the Ismail Mohammed team, who bagged their first winner of the season thanks to Celestial Spheres. Runner-up at Jebel Ali last time out, the 8-year-old son of Redout's Choice had this one a fair way out under apprentice Gary Sanchez, collaring long-time leader Autumn Pride in the straight and powering to a 3 1/4 length success. Until last week, trainer Jabba Bittar had also waited a long time for a winner, 7 years to be exact. Now he has 2 within a week, after the success of Tumador in the local bred 2,200 metre maiden. Unplaced in his previous 14 starts, the 7-year-old must have improved for the switch to Bittar, as he made up plenty of ground on seasonal debut under Dane O'Neill and beat Bishara Al Reef by 2 1/4 lengths. The early part of the card provided a double for the very in-form Antonio Fresu, who won the first 2 races. The opener, a 1,600 metre event for non-winners of 3, gave an easy opportunity for Shadwell Sale grad Farasar to make a winning local debut. Trained by Masaba Al-Maheri for Nasir Asghar, the 5-year-old mare was 4th in the Group 1 UK Arabian Derby on her most recent start in September, and she never really looked like being beaten here, conceding 2 kilos in her length victory over Rawat Al Reef. Antonio had a win for both of his main stables. Ibrahim Al-Hadrami saddling SS Ghazwan for an impressive victory in the 1,400 metre maiden. Making his 3rd start, the Omani bred beat the unpronounceable Civil Al-Morhi by a length and a quarter. Al-Hadrami had his own quick double, also winning the 3rd race, a 1,400 metre handicap, with Astral del Sol. Owned by Ali Haddad, for whom it was the first winner of the campaign, the 5-year-old was winning for the first time since a success in Italy in 2020. Then he was ridden by Antonio Fresu, but this time it was Sean Curran who overcame stall 15 and just held on from Shafaf, second by a short head. There aren't too many Abu Dhabi meetings without a win for Khalid Al Nabouda, and the champion owner took the penultimate race, a 2,200 metre handicap. AF Mukrej took 11 goes to win his maiden, which came at Sharjah last month, but now has 2 wins on the spin. Trained by Ernst Ortel, Tygo Shea partnered the 6-year-old to a 3/4 length success over Wakil Warsan, who loomed large but couldn't pass the winner. Or wouldn't. That's it for Abu Dhabi, which steps up a gear on Monday. The 6-race card including the Group 3 Al Rawais and the President's Cup prep.
Not a great deal of change in any of the championships this week, well certainly the personnel involved anyway. The jockey's title saw both Tygo Shea and Antonio Fresu record winners, and the gap between the pair is now 3, O'Shea on 32 and Fresu 29, both well on course to breach the 40 winner mark for the campaign, which is some going and invariably enough to win the title. In the trainers' version, Doug Watson was back amongst the winners this weekend, with Bhupat Seemar enjoying a quieter one by his own very high standards set in recent weeks. Seemar is still 2 clear of Watson on 23 winners, with the same gap of 2 back to Abdallah Al-Hamidi and then another 2 to Ernst Ortel. The owners' version saw Khalid Khalifa Al Nabouda edge closer to Al Ajban Stables, the gap standing at 2, with Shadwell not a million miles away in third. It seems likely at this stage that neither of the front pair will run away with things, and both are sure to have plenty of runners over the next couple of months. There is a lot to be said for experience, and 49 years of it came to the fore in the Cape Verde on Friday, with Olivier Pellier producing a masterclass aboard Pevensey Bay. Pellier had the French-trained mare anchored out the back, and would have been pleased to see Down Under Bayo at least ensure a consistent, if not breakneck gallop. Decisions had to be made as the field swung for home, and the best jockeys regularly make the correct ones, as was the case with Pellier, who elected to swing his mount wider rather than sit and hope. Once securing clear daylight, the 6-year-old flew home to deny Ascot Brass in a race where fine margins proved vital. The fine margins that went for Pevensey Bay went against Sed Marib in the earlier Jumeirah Classic trial, but he is still one to look out for going forward. His form in England was strong, and having bombed out on dirt on his reappearance, he duly bounced back, returned to the turf, and granted more luck, could well have run down Sovereign Prince, who got first run. From his wide draw he was dropped in at the start, travelling with plenty of enthusiasm, and once switched around a wall of horses, he stayed on strongly but found the line coming too soon. He shapes as though he will stay further on this evidence and can gain his revenge in the Jumeirah Classic itself. Another quartet of meetings coming up in the UAE this week, with the Carnival kicking things off on Friday, a pair of Group 2s on the turf in the form of the Al Rashidiyah and Al Fahidi Fort the highlights. Al Ain stages another Saturday card before we head back to Meydan for a domestic fixture on Sunday, and Abu Dhabi rounds off the action on Monday, their highlight being the Group 3 Al Rawais over 1,200 metres. That's the first week then of the Carnival done and dusted. Hope you enjoyed our little roundup and that you join us again next Tuesday at the same time of 6 p.m. Goodbye for now.